Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. Thank you so much for joining me today. So our chair yoga class today is just going to use a chair and a yoga mat. So please make sure your chair is in the center of your yoga mat so you have room for your feet in front and behind the chair. Let's begin class by coming seated forward. So our glutes are on the chair, our hamstrings are off the chair, and so we have a nice 90-degree bend in the knees, feet flat on the floor. Let's roll the shoulders back, relax the shoulders, and place the hands where they land comfortably on your legs. Thinking about our posture now, sitting nice and tall, and thinking about bringing the crown of your head closer to the ceiling, sitting nice and tall, closing your eyes, and spending a moment to notice your breath. When you inhale, you allow the chest to rise and then the belly to rise. Exhaling, allowing the belly to fall and then the chest to fall. Let's notice for the next 3 rounds of breath. Let's begin a scan of our body, starting at the crown of our head, working down to our toes. Looking for any areas we need to be mindful of during practice today. It could be an old or a new injury, perhaps a sprain or a strain that might crop up during class. Please remember, if a pose doesn't feel right or if it's uncomfortable, you do not need to do that pose. Always keep yourself safe in this or any other practice. Completing the scan of our body and bringing our attention again to our breath for a 4 square breathing practice, starting with an inhale through the nose of 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhaling, notice your posture. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. And now return to your regular breath and just notice if you're breathing deeply. As a side note, 4 square breathing can be used to calm the body very quickly anytime you're feeling anxious, stressed, or even angry. You don't even need to close your eyes to do 4 square breathing. Give it a try next time you're in one of those situations. Gently opening your eyes, let's begin by rolling our shoulders to the back of the room. Nice big rolls, noticing if we're holding any tension in the shoulders. And rolling to the front of the room. Placing the hands once again on the lap, and this time lowering one ear towards the shoulder, getting a nice stretch in the side of the neck. One more breath here. Return to center, and this time lower to the other side, stretching the opposite side of the neck. One more breath. Return to center, and this time lift the chin high, look up at the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck, and if you like a little extra here, purse your lips at the ceiling, adding more of a stretch to the front of the neck. One more breath here. Return to center, and this time lower the chin in towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. One more breath, and return the head to center. Let's roll out the wrists. Keeping the wrists healthy is important. We spend a lot of time on our computers and our phones. Let's roll in the opposite direction. Now we're going to make a stop sign with one hand and bring gentle pressure to the fingers just until you feel the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. In this class, we always stop at that first sensation of the stretch to stay safe. That's our current range of motion. One more breath here. Let's relax the hand, lower the fingers, and once again, gentle pressure, feeling the stretch along the top of the wrist this time. One more breath here, and let's change hands, starting with that stop sign, gentle pressure of the fingers, feeling the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. One more breath, and let's lower the fingers, and once again, gentle pressure, feeling the stretch along the top of the wrist. These are the extensors and flexors of the wrist that we're working with these stretches. One more breath here, and let's just roll it out in one direction and the other direction. Now we're going to bring our hands together at heart center. We're going to do another exercise to work on the wrists. So we're going to lower our fingers forward, draw the backs of our hands together, and flip the fingers towards the body to come back to heart center. So again, slowly, fingers come forward, backs of the hands together, and fingers flip towards the body to come to heart center. Now do this at your own pace. Just remember the fingers are flipping towards the body to come back to heart center. This is one we have to think about. Let's do two more. And we're going to pause at heart center. We're going to lift the elbows slightly. What we do in one direction, we always do in the other. So this time the fingers are going to come slightly towards the body. Backs of the hands will come together. And now the fingers will flip away to come to heart center. So again, lifting the elbows, fingers towards the body, backs of the hands together, and flip away to come back to heart center. Now do this at your own pace. This direction is probably going to feel uncomfortable. There's not a lot of movement we do towards our body like this. That's okay. You'll get used to it. Let's do two more. Beautiful. Let's pause at heart center. Now I want you to lift your elbows slightly. I want you to press the fingers and the palms of the hands together firmly. We're going to lower the fingers forward. We're going to hold here. Pressing together firmly, coming back to center, and now drawing the fingers towards the body, still pressing the fingers and the palms of the hands together firmly. Coming back to center, and moving forward. Come to center, and one last time towards the body. Come to center, and this time we're going to relax one hand as we press against it with the other, holding here. Come to center. Now we're going to relax the opposite hand as we press against it. Keeping the fingers and palms of the hands pressed tightly together. Come to center and move in the opposite direction. Back to center, and once again to the other side. And let's come back to center. Now let's shake it out, jazz hands. Beautiful. Now we're going to do star fingers. So it almost looks like a bear claw. So we're spreading our fingers wide apart. We're engaging all the muscles in the fingers and the palms of the hands. Really spread the fingers apart. Feel all the muscles engage. Now relax the hand. Grab onto a large jump rope. We're skipping forward, rotating the wrist forward. One more rotation. Let's go back to star fingers. Really engaging all of the muscles. Relax the hand, grab that jump rope. This time we're skipping backwards, so we're rotating towards the body. One more rotation, back to star fingers one last time. Feeling all the muscles engage. Now relax the fingers. I want you to touch your thumb to the tip of your pinky finger and go up and down the hand from finger to finger. Just looking for some dexterity in the hand. And now we're going to change this. The thumb is going to touch the base of each finger. Just working up and down the hand, touching the base of each finger. And one last time. Let's shake it out, jazz hands. Beautiful. Now let's bring our hands down by our side. We're going to raise one hand overhead, looking through the hand at the ceiling, and then we're going to rotate to the other side in a nice fluid movement. And we're going to keep moving from side to side. So as soon as you're glancing through the fingers, looking to the ceiling, change sides. Nice fluid movement, flowing from side to side, and this time add a tiny side bend. Giving some great movement into the spine. Tiny side bend, adding to that side bend each time that hand comes up overhead, deepening the side bend, slowing down a little bit to accommodate the side bend getting deeper. Deepen the side bend. And a nice deep side bend. Hold for 3 rounds of breath, looking up through the fingers. Let's change sides. Nice deep side bend, looking through the fingers, 3 rounds of breath. And let's come back to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to take our hands, palms facing each other in front of the body, shoulder height. We're going to have one hand travel, and we're going to follow the traveling hand with our gaze. So we're going to exhale and have that hand travel behind us. And we're going to inhale and bring that hand forward. Exhale, opposite hand travels. Inhale, bring the hand forward. Remember, follow the traveling hand with your gaze. Exhale. Inhale to center. Changing hands. Exhale. Inhale to center. And this time looking straight ahead. Exhale, both arms travel behind. Inhale forward. Exhale, travel. Inhale forward. This time back so the hands face each other. This is almost like a breaststroke. Exhale, push away. Inhale, draw forward. Exhale, push away. Inhale, draw forward. Let's do one more. Exhale, push away. And inhale, draw forward. Let's lower the hands down to our lap for a moment for a few rounds of cow and cat breath without arms. So we're going to move into cow, lifting the chest and our gaze upward as we inhale. We're going to exhale into cat, arching the back towards the back of the chair as we gaze down to the mat. Inhale to cow, looking up at the ceiling. Exhale to cat, looking down at the mat, with arch in the back. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And let's do one more. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Beautiful, sitting nice and tall once again. We're going to take one hand to the opposite knee. Take your other hand behind you on the chair. I want you to sit nice and tall here. Exhale and twist, gazing over the shoulder, 8 rounds of breath. Noticing the body resisting as we first move into this twist. Relax and breathe. One more breath here. Let's slowly unwind, coming back to our starting position. Now we're going to change sides. So the hand to the opposite knee, other arm behind you on the chair. Sit tall. Exhale and twist. 8 rounds of breath. One more breath here. Slowly unwind, coming forward. Beautiful. Then we're going to take our feet out slightly, toes on a diagonal. We're going to take our hands and we're going to think about relaxing the back of our body. So starting at our low back, as we allow the hands to travel all the way down to the ankles, relax your low back, relax your mid back, relax your upper back, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Allow the crown of your head to shine down towards the mat. Just relaxing here, breathing deeply, allowing the back of the body to get a nice stretch. This modified forward fold. And we're changing the hands only. We're going to take our hands and grab our elbows, feeling the weight change and pull us a little closer to the ground. Feeling that extra stretch coming up through the back, into the shoulders. Continue to relax and breathe. And bringing the hands once again to the feet. Now we're going to do a rotation here. So we're going to keep our hand on our foot. Rotate the other arm towards the ceiling. Look up through the hand. 4 rounds of breath here. Now alternatively, you could be on your elbow, on your knees, doing the same thing. And bringing that hand down to the ankles. And rotating the other side. And again, you could be on your elbow, on your knee, doing this exact same stretch if reaching for the ankles is too difficult. One more breath. Rotate down. Let's change sides. 3 rounds of breath, looking through the fingers at the ceiling. And slowly rotate down. Change the other side. 3 rounds of breath. Rotating down. And last time, 2 rounds of breath. Rotate and change for 2 rounds of breath. And now let's do 8 singles at your own pace. And again, you could be on your knees with your elbows, doing this exact same stretch. 2 more. Beautiful. Now with your hands on your ankles, slowly allow the hands to travel back up the legs, rising into your chair, into an upright position, vertebrae by vertebrae. Take your time here. Let's draw those feet in a little bit closer once again. Keep the toes pointed outward. We're going to sit nice and tall here, still just the glutes on the chair. Let's bring our arms into cactus for seated goddess pose. Now we're going to add to this. We're going to bring the palms of our hands and our elbows together in front of the body and squeeze. Really squeeze here. One more breath. Let's come into our neutral position. And this time we're going to engage the shoulder blades. So we're going to draw those elbows slightly behind us and feel the shoulder blades engage and contract closer together. Coming into neutral. Once again, draw everything in front of the body. Squeeze the palms of the hands and the elbows together. Let's add a pulse. Two more. And let's come back into neutral. And one last time, bring those elbows behind the body, engage the shoulder blades, as if you're trying to hold a pencil between them and not let it drop. One more breath here. Let's come back into neutral, and let's lower the hands and bring those feet once again in front of the body. We're going to start with one leg extended out. We're going to hold onto the chair with both hands. We're going to allow the foot to slide up to the knee, grab onto the heel, and then bring the foot on the floor back to that 90-degree bend. So we're getting ready to do a figure 4 pose. So we're going to keep our foot flexed to protect our bent knee, and we're going to exhale as we lower our body towards our legs, feeling a nice stretch in the hips. Now this is probably going to be uncomfortable. Most of us are very tight in the hips from all the sitting we do. There shouldn't be pain. If there's pain, just rise up a little bit. So just notice your breath here. Keep breathing. And 4 more rounds of breath. Lower a little closer to the legs if you can. Intensify the stretch. And if you can't, just stay where you are. This is your practice. Do what feels best for you today. One more breath here. Let's slowly rise up. Hold on to the chair and take that foot extended out. Allow that foot to slide down. We're going to change sides. So the other foot glides up, holding onto the heel, and then bring that foot back so that knee is at 90 degrees. Flexing your foot to protect your bent knee, and let's exhale and lower towards the legs, this time feeling the stretch in the other side of the hip. Nice figure 4 pose. Remember to keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And 4 more rounds of breath, a little closer to the legs if you can. And it's interesting to notice, if you notice one side is maybe a little tighter than the other. One more breath here. Let's slowly rise up. Grab both sides of our chair, take that foot extended out, allow that foot to come down, and then we're going to bring both feet back once again. So we have that 90-degree bend at the knees. We're going to hold onto the chair with both hands, picking up one foot. Let's roll out the ankle in one direction. And again, I'm going to ask you to notice your range of motion here as we change directions. Is it equal in both directions for this foot? And let's turn this now into a point, and then a flex. A point, a flex, and let's do 2 more. Point, flex, and last one, point, and flex. Let's sit that foot down. Let's pick up the other foot and start with that ankle roll. And again, for this foot, notice if it's easier in one direction than the other. Do you have any restrictions? Let's change the direction of the ankle roll now. And let's now move into that point and flex. Point, flex, 2 more, point, flex, point, flex. Let's do 1 more, point, and flex, and let's sit that foot down. Now just bring your feet just a little bit further ahead. We're going to hold on our hands onto our hips. We're just going to alternate lifting a toe, keeping the heels on the ground at all times. Lifting the toes, alternating from side to side. And now let's do both at the same time. And just go from outside to inside to front. Outside, front, inside. Front, outside, front, inside. And just alternate. Last one. Stopping at front. Now we're just going to bring the feet in once again so we have that 90-degree bend. We're going to keep the toes on the floor this time, and we're going to alternate a heel lift. So alternating one side at a time. Beautiful. Now let's do both at once. Now let's do the same thing. Take it out, center, in. Center, out, center, in, center, out, center, in. And keep it going. Let's do 1 more. Beautiful. Now let's just shake it out. Beautiful. Let's roll the shoulders back. Release any tension we're holding in the upper body. And rolling forward. We're going to take our elbows down to our knees. And we're just going to reach up and over in a nice extended side angle pose. Now you can look up through your fingers or you can look under your armpit at the wall. Find which is most comfortable for you. Most people find looking through the armpit is the most comfortable for the neck. One more breath here. And we're going to bring that hand up, nice palm facing up, elbow resting on the knee. Bring the opposite arm up and over, and again, you can look through the fingers or you can look under the armpit at the wall. One more breath. Beautiful. Coming back into a nice seated position. Let's bring our hands to our hips. We're just going to circle 3 times in one direction, making a nice circle. We're going to pause at center and circle 3 times in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Sitting nice and tall in your chair, bringing your hands together at heart center and closing your eyes. Notice your breath. Is your belly rising on the inhale, breathing deeply. Take this opportunity to do 1 more scan of your body, from the crown of your head to your toes, and notice the sensations in your body after doing this mindful practice. Bringing your attention once again to your breath, thanking yourself for spending this time in this practice today. A little bit of mindful movement and self-care. And remembering, yes, it is possible for you to do yoga. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today and with this practice. I hope you have a fantastic day. Namaste. And until next time, have a great day.